Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be customizing an insulated wine tumbler. I'm going to be using this for my Saturday morning coffee on the field. So I started by spraying matte spray paint on the cut. That helps it dry quicker. I grabbed my Counterculture DIY UV resin. I have a link down below in the description if you guys are interested in it. I'm going to lightly coat the tumbler here. We're going to just glaze it, you know. Nothing crazy. Doesn't have to be anything extra light. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a heavy coat. It just needs to be a thorough coat. So right here, we're going to take the tumbler and we're going to rub all that resin in. We're just going to rub our finger across. If you start to feel any pulling or tugging, it's just because it's too thin. Go rub your finger on a place that has a thick coat of resin and bring it back. Right here, we're just going through, just coating everything. If you start noticing some fisheyeing, that is completely okay. It is a very thin coat of UV resin. We're going to cover it with glitter, so you're not going to notice any of that fisheyeing anyway. So I'm holding the tumbler here with this stand connected to it. In a minute, you guys are going to see why I have the little stand on the bottom. I am notoriously messy when it comes to resin. I will touch everything with my resin glove, and it's just a horrible habit of mine. So going and buying these little stands so that I can just put the tumbler down for a second and grab what I need with my free hand has been a lifesaver for me personally. So we're just going to add a little light dot at the top. I actually added more than I wanted to, so you're going to notice that I'm going to coat the top really quick, and then I'm going to go ahead and spread whatever excess I had down the tumbler. So one, that it's not uneven, but two, this way we're just making sure everything is thoroughly coated. So we're just swiping our hands down here, just rubbing. I tend to use one finger, but I do keep my hand covered because somehow I will manage to get epoxy or resin on my hand, like every time. Doesn't matter. I'm telling you, I am notoriously messy when it comes to resin, whether it's UV or regular. Like, I make a mess. So here, I'm going to go ahead and take it off and put it on our turner. We're going to turn it on. And I like to turn my turner, I like to have it spinning in the opposite direction in which I intend to pour the glitter. So right here, you guys are going to see, I'm going to start with the red glitter. I do forget to put a piece of paper down under. So it does stay on the mat, but I still definitely should have put a paper down. I do this in real time for you guys so you can see how long it took me to get the courage to just drop the glitter. Just pour it, Jen. Just pour it. Just pour it. It's okay, Jen. You can do it, Jen. Just pour the glitter. Just do it. Do it, Jen. There you go. So right here, I'm going to start pouring the glitter. These lines are not going to be perfect. They're not supposed to. This is just a primary coat. Right here, I'm actually fixing the lid because, like a dodo bird, I don't know if I had like opened it all the way or opened it like the wrong way. I don't know what I did, but the glitter started pouring in all different directions, and I'm like, that's not what I'm trying to do. So right here, I'm able to fill in more of the direction that I want to. I'm able to fill in the sparse areas that I wanted to go ahead and heavily coat. Even though this is the first coating, we do need to establish like the glitter lines. They don't have to be perfect. We're going to come back in later with the second coating and refine the lines. Right now, we just got to get the glitter on it. So it's getting pretty thick. You'll notice that the color of the pigment gets really, really bright after a while. Now for the second one, I do put a paper down and I grab the black glitter. So I went with a chunky glitter because it's the only glitter I had that didn't have like a silver metallic tone to it, if I'm being completely honest. But I actually ended up liking the contrast between the chunky and the fine glitter. I don't know why, but it just came out pretty cool. So that was a cool little trick that I picked up on. Again, just filling in the black areas that didn't have red glitter with black glitter. You notice the lines are not perfect. There is nothing like defined about this, not yet. So I'm going to go ahead and cure this under UV light for about 3 minutes. I will leave it on the turner. I usually put some boxes, I rig up a little thing, and I put my UV light to go ahead and cure it. So then now that it's cured, we're going to go ahead and grab some Mod Podge, and we are going to define the lines here. This is where we're going to be able to put more detail into the cup. We can, like I said, define them. We can go ahead and establish the lines and where we want them. I don't mind if the black and red like a little bit mix, not entirely mixed, but if a little bit of red gets on black and a little bit of black gets on red, I don't mind. This cup is personally for me. I think it gives it a little bit of personality. When I do it for other customers, I very much make sure there is no like bleeding over. Right here, I'm going to move to the red, and you'll realize I'm going to notice my mistake. I was about to pour red glitter, and I have not cleaned up the black glitter. So good job, Jen. But again, if you notice, because I have that little sponge with Mod Podge, I am able to control my lines. I'm able to control where the Mod Podge is going. And we are able, like I said, to define these lines a little bit better. If you notice, now that we're defining it, the swirls are starting to come more into place. You're starting to really notice the lines, the definition in them. Again, with Mod Podge, I use heavy coats. I don't care. I am who I am. You can use light coats. Mod Podge dries rather quickly. So if you do put too much Mod Podge, don't freak out. Just give yourself a little bit of time there. Let it dry out a little bit, and it basically will thin out for you. And then you can go ahead and coat it. Like I said, I usually will wait for it to completely dry when it's for a customer, so there's a lot of breaks in between this one tumbler. But since this tumbler was for me and for the sake of content, I went ahead and did it all in one sitting. That's why I went with the UV resin. And so now we're going to cover the bottom here. I added a little bit of the black since some of the black had already mixed with the red. So I went ahead and added a little bit of black, and we're going to go ahead and seal the bottom of this tumbler. There we go. One more time, and put it down just until it's entirely covered. Once we get that done, we're going to go ahead and put this cup on a turner to finish drying, and then we're going to coat it with epoxy, and that'll be in the next video. But this is how we glittered our insulated tumbler. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys will stay tuned for the next video. Bye.